I mean, it's like I said, it's the off season is a whole nother season. The Hughes Bros, yeah, the Hughes Bros got to stay healthy. Obviously, I mean that's even including Quinn out in Vancouver, but obviously the Hughes in New Jersey, obviously with Luke and um, the maid Hughes. So the Hughes have to go. The Hughes have to be. Um, Jack has got to be. He's got to be. Has to take the next steps. So that's why I think to me the Devils and Ottawa. I would almost. Like I said, I would. I'm not sure if I'd rather be them in Tampa. Obviously, Tampa has 2 cups and another finals appearance, and it's still a contender every year. But they want to get past like a team like Tampa, because if they can't get past a team like Tampa, they're never going to be able to beat the teams like Carolina and Florida and maybe Washington and Toronto. So those 4, at the top. Then you have, like you said, you got teams like Columbus. The East has got some. I mean, then you have the teams like Boston, always looking to rebuild and make runs. The Islanders aren't that close. I mean, so they're not much of a threat. But like I said, the teams in the East, the top teams are pretty almost in stone. Like I said, unless something goes bad, season-ending injuries. But like I said, there's only so many moves you can make. Like I said, Brisbois with Tampa is definitely, proven to be a master of making the smallest possible moves here and there. Obviously, a big splash was, you had to let Stamkos walk, and then he signed Gensel for the same amount of money, pretty much. But he's a much younger player, and his productions warranted that. He fit right in with Tampa's, top lines and power play. So, I mean, like I said, we'll see if obviously they still have moves to make. No team is perfect. I mean, even Florida, they were pretty banged up towards the end, but they were clicking on as many cylinders as you could have after, a 30-something game playoff run. So it's like I said, the offseason is just as entertaining to me as the regular season. Till you wait for bombshells to drop. There's going to be some dominoes to fall before the moves start to flow. And with the draft coming, we have pretty much an idea of the first and second picks, but after that, it's pretty much, franchise's choice, because there's a lot of good players in the top 8 or so picks forward wise. It's just a matter of a team wants, somebody with little question marks, but has skill and size. They want somebody with big numbers, but it's a little smaller. I mean, that's what your team's looking at. You want, like I said, everybody compares, Frendel to Barkov, and, that's kind of unfair because Barkov is, 2 times Stanley Cup captain, Selke Trophy winning. Like, I don't know if you can throw that onto a guy, coming into the top 5 or top 4 picks and saying he's Barkov. But like I said, I mean, the same thing with, I think, one of the players that compared him, I think Caleb Desnoyers, they talking about Jonathan Taves. Like, it's tough to throw Jonathan Taves' name out because he was much more than his numbers. He was everything about his game is what Jonathan Taves was. And it's good to see he kind of begged almost to get a contract from his hometown area, Winnipeg. And you're looking at the way his contract is structured. It's like $500,000, and then there's like benchmarks every couple of games where he gets 500 more grand, and then obviously in the playoffs he gets a certain amount when they go certain rounds. So it's pretty interesting how he has almost like an escalator contract, because they don't have tons of room in Winnipeg, and obviously he wants to play. And if he's healthy enough to play, I mean, of course he wants to go home and play in front of his friends and fam. So it's kind of cool. It's good to see Jonathan Taves back in the league. That's something that you don't mind seeing. I mean, same thing with Landeskog. I mean, it was good to see Landeskog back in the league. I mean, obviously you don't want these guys to play if they're not, at least 95% of what they were. So yeah, we'll take him, I guess. Like I said, it's when I tell you, I said Winnipeg, if Taves wants to, I don't think Taves is going to replace. I mean, I guess they're hoping Taves will get Ehlers to sign, because Ehlers, it's just tough to cut his numbers out, because Ehlers is one of those guys that gives you kind of everything you need, and without being top 2 or 3 player in a team. I mean, he's not Scheifele's numbers. He's not he's not Connor's numbers, but you need. I mean, and he's not the young kids. They got good young players. Perfetti, like I said, I mean they have solid young players, but Ehlers is the kind of guy that does everything. You drop him on your second or third line, he scores. You defend. I mean, I think they want to have Taves come in and kind of convince Ehlers to take maybe some hometown discount. I mean, if Ehlers is looking to price himself out of Winnipeg, that'd be a shame. Like I said, I have a soft spot for Winnipeg just because I love, watching Scheifele and Connor, and obviously Hellebuck is, still the best American goalie. I mean, obviously you can say Otter is in the same breath, but I think Hellebuck is the man, especially with the Olympics coming. So I mean, like I said, I mean, I root for Winnipeg. I mean, Morrissey is the man. I mean, their defense doesn't have tons of huge offense after him, but I think, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I agree, Hellebuck. I thought, I mean, obviously, because his regular season this year was so insane. Obviously, he got the Hart Trophy. That's the kind of season it was. It was a Carey Price kind of year. Like that's the kind of season he had. Like, I just think, I mean, and he's not even a one-off. Like, I mean, he's won now 3 Vezinas. So it wasn't like he had that, out of nowhere, goalie season that people were like, oh, shocked, because he just puts up numbers. He was putting up wins. He was putting up shutouts. And, like, when he was on. And then, like, the playoffs started, he was like, he was a different goalie. They were beating him from everywhere, like beating him to the glove, beating him like stick side. Like, you can't play like that. Like, playoffs, you have to be better. Like, I mean, that's possible. And like, I'm waiting for Hellebuck to hit that. And I'm like, I just think, I mean, Winnipeg had a great year. They had huge numbers. They were one of the best teams in the league. And then for them to kind of fall flat because Hellebuck just couldn't keep the puck out of his net. That just bothers me. Like I said, I have a soft spot for them. Like I said, I would always love to see them come out of the West if they can. Obviously, Colorado a couple years ago, they bounced them early, and then obviously with Edmonton making runs 2 straight years. And this is after Vegas having won their cups. I mean, that's and then the Kings before that. So like they're right there. I mean, as a team, they put up regular season numbers. It'd be nice to see them, get deep into the playoffs. But obviously, when you have the best goalie, technically the best goalie in the league, he's got to make some noise in the playoffs. Like, I mean, would I take him over or my boy Vasilevsky? No, because Vasilevsky's got a Vezina or 2 Vezinas, and he's got the Conn Smythe. But at the same time, I mean, that's the kind of numbers you need, those kind of production in the playoffs from Hellebuck, and we've seen in the regular season. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm not done with him yet. I mean, he's still one of the best goalies, and this year he's the best goalie, including he's the MVP of the league, basically. So we'll see if they can keep their core together enough. I would hate to see them lose Ehlers and try to have to replace that and his numbers, because Taves is not going to give you that. Taves is going to give you everything, but I don't think he's going to give you Ehlers numbers. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, they got a great young team with a couple guys, that can score on their team. We'd like to see some good young defensemen come up, and they've drafted some good young guys, but they're not close enough to be ready for the show. But we shall see with them. So, like I said, just the one box tonight. Thank you, everybody, for the fill. I said I know it can be a little longer, of course, with the reload, and we haven't been at 40 boxes on a Facebook claim in, I don't know, more than 6 months. I mean, it's been a long time since we got up to 40 boxes for the first Facebook claim. That's why I kept the spot prices low. Of course, same spot prices for Thursday, so we'll get back at it. So hopefully you guys can come back and we'll do it again. If we have more rumors and more trades to talk about, we'll definitely look forward to that. But let's go. Let's go. Adam Mars with the closer mojo. We know it exists, so we'll see if he's able to use that to his advantage. Let me get my list up here. Let's get going. Okay, let's go. All the boxes are there in front of us. We got. Let's see, let me close this here. We got 6, 5, 11. We got 15 on the side shelves, 15 over here. Of course, we got 25 of them on the table in front of us. 24 and then 1 extra, 25. So good luck. I should have stole Kaprizov. You know what? I mean, I mean, he's an amazing player, and that's what they're talking. That's the comparison, the comps I'm seeing for the Michael Misa and the number 2 overall pick. They're talking, possible Kaprizov type numbers, and that'd be huge. Obviously, he's probably going to be number 2 overall pick. I believe that's San Jose. So it's like it probably because the Islanders are going to go to defenseman Schaefer, and then San Jose is going to take another powerful forward to add to that team. And San Jose is making some noise. We'll see if Askarov, who they got from Nashville, turns out to be the real deal. Prime goalie. That's going to go a long way to making that team. Playoff contender in the West, because Celebrini was absolutely amazing. I love Will Smith. They still got some good young players in that team, so we'll see if San Jose takes those baby steps toward being a playoff contender. But talking Kaprizov for me, so I'm like, that's a little elevated. I mean, Kaprizov was fantastic. Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if they could have pried him away, but he's definitely a mini to stay. They're trying to work around him right now. So let's get our randoms up here. There's our dice. Okay. 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 All the boxes are here in order. 60, our oldest from last year. And then a couple from February, a couple from March. Then we go April's, May's, and now we do 2 reloads, but technically in June. So the last one was a real June relay, and the newest is the June relay, all the way up to 32. So obviously we hit 22 hits, and we skipped 30. So those are the ones that are missing from the run. So 5 or more, of course, on our dice roll. We'll see what we got tonight. Good luck, everybody. Good crowd. Said missing somewhere heavy, so it's the time for you guys to shine. So good luck. 5 or more. We got 6. 6 times it is. We had 11 and 12, I think. There are 12 and 11. There's a bunch. Just 6 times tonight. So here we go. 6 times. Everybody, good luck. Let's see what we got. 1. 40 boxes. 2. Just like that, we'll be down into the 30s. 39 boxes for Thursday. 4. 5. The box we're going to open tonight is going to be box number 10. 10 is in the reload. 10. 6 times. Box number 10. There it is. Ooh. Okay. Let me make sure that off of here. Update my lists. 10 it is. So this box survived 2 breaks and then comes out tonight. Okay, go. Box number 10. Oh, wasn't? This is not a reload. Okay, I thought it was. This is actually the last box before the reload. There we go. Oh, okay. That would have been confusing if I opened it up and I'm like, it's not from this reload. Of course, it's got the tape on it. So make sure stacks nice and even. Okay. 24 now on the table. 15 on the shelves. Box number 10. Okay. Okie dokies. Okay. Let me get my list. Okay, let me see what we got here. Whew. 9 boxes, got 8 different owners. Okay, here we go. Good luck, everybody. Box number 10. Like I said, 39 boxes for Thursday. I will throw the spot price preview up before I'm done tonight's. Of course, boxes spots are live on eBay for Sunday's double box, the second double box since the reload. We'll have 38 spots. Will be on eBay. I'll be ending today's, of course, whatever hits on Thursday. So good luck. Here we go. Box 10. You know what? And the man complains. He actually, this is his third hit. This is an absolute amazing jersey. This is Rob Blake All-Star Game jersey, CCM, from the game played in Minnesota. So he has the green Minnesota colors, but it's got the Avs patch. It's got the All-Star Game patch. This is a monster. Boom. The only thing is this does not have a COA, but I have a Blake in my PC, and it's definitely, this is actually a nicer autograph than my PC Blake. This is Rob Blake, Hall of Famer, Stanley Cup champion, Norris Trophy winner. Look at that, Rob Blake sig. In the 4, this is amazing. All-Star Game, Minnesota, 2004. Got the, everything about it. The Easter eggs with the, everything about that logo. And the Avs, there it is. This is amazing. Western Conference All-Star jersey, CCM, absolutely amazing. Look at that. Obviously, it's just a rep. There's no fight strap on the reps. But with the stars, nice stitched stars on the hem. Obviously, with the NHL logo on the front. There it is. Absolutely beautiful. Made in Canada, XL, CCM, obviously from 2004. Woo! Amazing. Couldn't wait for this one to show up. Absolutely beautiful Western Conference All-Star Rob Blake. Look at that. Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Stunning. Seeing that one out in the air again. Like I said, when I had it, I didn't want to box it up. Such a pretty jersey. Rob Blake. The SIG. Rob Blake. Number 4. Hall of Famer. Big time hits. Congratulations. And that goes to Dale C. Dale C. He kept quitting. He wants to quit breaking. Dale C. with the Rob Blake. Fantastic. Amazing hit. Congratulations. Sorry, of course, for everybody that did not hit. Look at that. Beautiful with the NHL logo on the hem as well. CCM on the, just on the top middle, CCM. There we go. Rob Blake, 2004 All-Star Game, played in Minnesota. Just an absolute stunning jersey, man. Just a beautiful. Like I said, I'm not an All-Star jersey collector, so I don't mind grabbing them from you guys because I love putting them in the boxes because, like I said, I'm not even jealous when they hit because I know they're just absolutely beautiful and you guys like to chase them. So unbelievable, especially with the patches. The current ones, you see a lot of them when they get signed in mass, they don't have the team patches. So it's, you got to go back to the CCMs, and I think probably the Reeboks sometimes that's when they kind of started, taking and not filling them. So I guess when this jersey got made up as an Avs All-Star Game jersey, now they do them. They just basically put them together and they get them signed in mass, or they just sign the numbers and they just put them on a All-Star Game jersey with the name. They don't even, majority of the time, they don't even go with the patch on the sleeve. So congratulations to that one. Absolutely stunning. Thank you, everybody, for being involved, and I look forward to seeing everybody back here on Thursday. Hopefully we can do some magic again. Absolute stunning. Rob Blake. Love him. Hall of Fame, superstar defenseman, Los Angeles Kings, Stanley Cup champion with the Colorado Avalanche. There we go. Rob Blake. There's the magic. So thank you much, everybody. Waffleboard breaks. Look forward to seeing you guys on Thursday. Enjoy your next day or two. Talk to you soon.